she had 9. All of her friends are in Peterson's class. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
No. Imaging. Oh, Grace, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know if
It's all dating back. So it's first year and
okay. I remember this from soccer.
Pretty much that push to networks, rail. So she's been with me the entire time. She's
Yeah.
I'm not egging it on. I know because it was like a quarter of it is gone.
So she's really excited. She's like, I want to play with all of
I think probably is too. I know growing up.
When he was going through his roster, he had text her back. And he's not registered. And Martin wouldn't
No.
but she's doing it like 3 days a week.
So she's So is she still playing soccer or did she decide not to?
Hey guys. Hello, thanks for coming. My name's Jessica, I'm the president.
Oh, Grace Ann, I'm the vice president.
Elena, I'm the secretary.
Renee, membership.
Oh, we forgot Elise. Do we need to be on line 4?
She's supposed to pop on the YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And then we have Elise, and she's in Maine on some family business, so she can't be here with us tonight. If you guys want to go ahead and look over the membership form on the second page.
Excuse me, can I
I
go
think it's
down?
the second one, and that's the meeting minutes for last year, and we just need to get approval on those. You just want to look that over.
Just one extra.
And if you guys can't tell, I'm like so new at this, so I have no clue what I'm doing. So we'll just figure it out together. We appreciate it.
Killed it on the sex.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said you killed it on the sex.
Thanks.
For sure.
Well done.
That means you better eat them.
I'll do my best.
Okay, so I need a first motion. So if you haven't paid your membership dues, you want to pay your membership dues so you can vote. If you haven't done that already, there is, I think it's the back of the first page. You can just scan that with your phone. It'll bring up our website, and then you can just hit the menu up top and then hit shop swag and then pay for the membership. Right? Yes. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve first for the last meeting? Can I get thank you. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Hi there. Go ahead and sign in. There's some treats, and then grab a paper that you can follow along on. Okay, so September birthdays. We have, he's a new teacher, right?
Yes.
Okay. Pete Shelton, I think he's 4th grade.
Yep.
4th grade, we have Catherine, Clarissa, Bree, Cody, Rebecca. We are kind of slacking on birthday stuff, but we're going to get some birthday stuff together for them and make their day special for them. So if you see them, wish them a happy birthday. We don't have Jesse here. Jesse's the principal, but we have the vice principal, Eric. So I'll have Eric do the news.
Yeah, Jesse wasn't feeling so hot, so he passed the baton off to me this afternoon. But first of all, just want to say thank you to PTO. You guys did an amazing job getting us started this year with and I have one in my hand. Drinks in the fridge and food, and it was a really great start. So thank you so much for everybody that all helped with that. Reminder that Picture Day is October 2nd. Mark it on the calendars. And then 50th anniversary, right, September 26th. It'll be 5 to 7. We're going to have some food carts out there. I mean, the big idea is just that And there's been a lot of work to invite older principals that were here and lots of staff and students and people coming back. So it's just a fun time to meet people that have been at Jewel for a long time, say hi, but kind of, we're gonna do like a walk through the decades, and I don't know the exact, like, who's got the 70s or the 80s, but like that corner will have the 70s, that corner will have the 80s kind of thing, so. Fun. And then the playgrounds will be open too, so it'll just be kind of a fun night, chill night.
I heard a little rumor that there might be the first principal that was here. Is he coming?
Something about that, Jesse said, yeah, something about some principals coming back that was, I don't know if it's the first one, but it was here a long time ago.
That'd be super cool.
I know, maybe,
Wow.
yeah. And then, just wanted to talk just a little bit about, and you may have heard from maybe some of your students or your kids, about Imagine statements, and we had some stuff out at the open house too. So we started last spring, thinking about doing some work around this idea of belonging and dignity, and had a trainer come on August 29th. That's kind of why we had to tweak our the open house night, because that Thursday we were in trainings all day long, and so it just made it rough to do an open house on that same night. Anyway, so just a big idea around character traits around dignity and like accepting identity and being fair and things like this, and honoring people's dignity instead of violating people's dignity. And so we created some Imagine statements, and they're in almost all the classrooms. It's something that we would like you guys to participate in too. So if you have an idea of, you could finish the sentence, imagine a school where, we'd love to get some of your input. And we'll do some more parent things with that as well as we move through the school year. Getting ready to do like, I don't know if you've heard the book Perfectly Norman. So we're gonna do a book study with the whole school, and then do art work that will be all around, probably around conference time. Yeah, so just trying to keep that going. Jesse will put that out in his blog a little bit about the ideas that we're kind of focusing on, but just so you guys are all aware that that's something we're really focusing on for the next 2 or 3 years. And that's all I know.
Perfect. Next, we have the playground update. If you don't mind, we have people here that weren't here at the last meeting. Do you just mind kind of filling them in first, like what that is, and then go on?
Sure. So yeah, we have a playground committee to work towards getting a new playground and a new surface out there on that side. For like inclusion purposes, and this is like a very long-term goal. So myself and other parent Joy are hoping to start some grant writing over this school year, and then Elise and I are going to be looking for like large donations. And the first thing that we have to do is have like a plan and a budget. So we've worked with 2 companies that have given us proposals. So we're gonna have a meeting on October 2nd at 5 p.m. in here, if you're interested, to go over those to determine which one we like, or if we don't like any of them and we wanna go back and ask for something different, so that we can have a budget and a plan, because those are one of the many things that I'll need for grant applications. So please come if you're interested in that.
You said October 2nd, what time?
5 p.m. Yeah, 5 to 6. So just an hour. Maybe we won't get through everything we need to get through. But if you are interested and you would like to see the proposals in your email ahead of time, let me know and I can send them to you to make the discussion go a little faster. Yes.
Out of curiosity, who were the 2 bidders that you reached out to?
Northwest Playground
Equipment, yeah.
and MRC Game Time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've worked with both of those. That's why I wondered. So, okay.
Cool.
Great.
So yeah, we need to let somebody go because I've been in contact with both of them a lot, and so it'd be nice to just figure out who we're gonna go with and then work towards that. And let me see if there's anything I forgot. If you want to come to that meeting and you need accommodations, let me know and I can try to make that happen. And then, any other questions on that? Does that all make sense?
Are those
Sorry.
go ahead.
Nope, it was just,
Oh,
she was on YouTube.
Are those the proposals that were from last year, or
No.
are they totally different?
They're new.
Is it still the same sort of design or different design as well?
There are 3 different, each one gave me 3 different designs, but they're all with the tiling surface, because that seems to be, which I'm happy to send all the notes to with the discussions I've had, but that seems to be the easiest to maintain, cheapest, easiest to maintain, and most accessible versus like the poured in surface. So that's the difference, is like, it's mostly that underneath things.
Okay.
Any other questions on that? Okay, and then membership updates, we have 55 members as of today, or at least this morning when I looked. We're providing food and babysitting this year. And we're trying YouTube for people who don't like using Facebook. So we're trying it. So if you have feedback, let us know. And we're going to do a drawing for staff and teachers to get 50% off one swag item per meeting. So I'll let you know if you win. Just sign in, please. And we also have translation headsets to try, but it doesn't look like we have an interpreter here tonight. But I'll follow up with Jesse, and they're pretty cool, so that the interpreter could speak, simultaneously, and people could hear in Spanish, and then hopefully you could ask questions or whatever they wanted in real time. So trying that too. I think that's all I have.
Kind of piggybacking on the playground, number 6, the bylaws addendum. I'll have Elena speak to that, because we as a board have kind of, it's a lot of money for a new playground. So we were trying to do an addendum, kind of like, so our bylaws already have like a 5th grade holding for money. So whatever money is set aside for 5th graders, like PTO doesn't touch. And so we're kind of wanting to do that with the playground. And so I'll have Elena talk with, it's on the last page for the addendum by the bylaws, kind of what we're hoping for that.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we could have those in Spanish, but we're going to work on getting all the bylaws and the addendum also in Spanish. Hopefully by the next meeting. I didn't want to overwhelm the DI teachers, be like, here's a ton of stuff before our next meeting. But this bylaws, this addendum is just to create a separate savings account where we can hold funds specifically for the playground and make sure that those are not touched by the PTO for anything else, for any other reason. It's all just going to be safe and secure when we're ready to spend that money on the playgrounds. It's there. And so when we move on and the next PTO board comes in, it's still secure and set aside. And because it is a lot of money to raise, and so it's going to take, I think, a little bit of time to get there, even with grants and big corporate funding, hopefully. So definitely you can read over those. We are going to not be voting on those tonight. You guys can take them home. For anyone watching online, that's also available on our website. You can download them. And they just read over it. And then if you have any questions, you can email us and we can hopefully answer those questions clearly for you guys. And then at the October meeting, we'll actually be voting to pass the addendum and add it into our bylaws. So, yeah.
If there's any mistakes or anything like that that you guys see on the addendum, let us know, because we can totally change wording or whatever in there. We didn't. Are you still a teacher rep?
I can be.
You want to be right now?
It was a kind of an unofficial, I don't know. Anyway, I can be it right now. It's fine.
There you go.
I don't really have any updates other than I know the teachers were very, very appreciative back during in-service week just with the amount of time and effort that went into everyone making baked goods and being here and supporting us. It really started the school year off amazingly. So thank you so much. I know so much time was put into that, and we still are, when we still open our fridges and we're like, oh gosh, they restocked actually. We were like, okay, cool, this is awesome. We're very much enjoying it. So thank you very much for all of that. I do know for the 50th anniversary, Kayla and I and Jesse are kind of the committee putting it together. And we were wondering if PTO wanted any involvement with maybe selling merch or something. I know it's next Thursday, but if that is something that anyone is willing to come to and spend time on, would assume that there would be either current students or maybe even past teachers who might be interested in purchasing something. So,
Yeah, we plan on being there. I
Okay.
told Jesse that.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's
We
about it.
actually have special
The limited, yeah.
Okay.
limited edition 50th anniversary shirts that we will have
Great.
at the
Okay. Thank you.
Financial report. If you guys want to go to the 4th page, it'll kind of show what our budget is this year, and what it was last year. I'm not going to go over every single little tiny thing, but I'll go over kind of like the bigger things. So per our bylaw, every year we have to carry over $8,000. So that's the very first one. Administration, it's just our like bank fees, insurance, just whatever it costs for us to be a PTO essentially. We kind of broke things down a little bit for this year as opposed to like last year and things that we felt needed, like we needed. So translation, we bought those already. Those were just under $200. And then we would like to do food and childcare. For teacher and staff support, every year it's been $150 that we give the teachers for stipends. We would like to up that to $300 for the teachers. As you guys know, things just aren't cheap nowadays, and we have the money, so we want to take care of our teachers. For arts and culture, we do a program called MCT every year, so we budgeted for that. We put in there an author visit and an artist in residence for them as well. I don't believe that those were done last year, but they have been done before in the past. I learned about Jewel Jumble just recently, and apparently, is there a teacher that wants to speak about that? Do you mind
Sure.
talking and saying what it is?
Oh, it's just the best thing ever, actually. So it's usually a 3-week period where each teacher chooses something that they really love and feel passionate about and teach that thing for an hour. It's usually an hour for 3 different Wednesdays, and the kids get to you get to like choose where you want to go.
And there's
But you go to the same teacher all 3 weeks. So like, for example, Ms. Detweiler and I did cooking. And so the same kids came to us, and it was K-5. Some classrooms do just kind of an upper elementary thing, but like a lot of us do K-5. And you have this group of kids that usually don't have for an hour for 3 different Wednesdays. And like for our, class, our kids took on a cookbook. They actually cooked.
Nice.
Another example, I think Mr. Rasmussen did soccer or board games, if I remember right. Another teacher did a whole canvas with acrylic paints, and they made this beautiful, huge, that we still have here.
Trustee said there was like
robotics.
coding.
What's that? Coding, someone did coding. Like,
So crazy.
it's just, we all just kind of did what we also like to do, and to where it's very kid oriented, and it is just super, super fun. But we do need funding for it to like for cooking, we needed to buy cooking supplies or renting robotics equipment or, whatever it is. So, yeah, and it's usually towards the end of the year when kids are starting to get kind of tired. So, and it just really builds this really awesome community because they're getting to know a different teacher and they're also with different kids during that time. So it just kind of opens things up in their world a little bit that time of year, and it's really fun. So,
That's what us as a board want to like fund, we want to fund stuff like that
Yeah.
for the kids.
So I can figure out how much we asked for in the past and let you know.
I think Jesse said, the last time it was around $1,000.
Yeah.
So we, if it gets approved tonight, we, asked for 2,000
Wow.
for the budget. Thank you.
It would have been 2018, 2019 is my last time because it did not happen my year because of COVID.
COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
We had to stop because of COVID, yeah.
Right.
So
So we
when you
stopped.
factor in inflation, like that's probably pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we have that. We've got a family dance. We've got carnival. Soccer goals is one expense that we don't have to pay for this year, since he did it last year. Merchandise, I know it sounds like a lot. So we spent $14,000 on merchandise this year. 1,500 of it was on, like printing fees and just setup fees and whatever.
Yeah, should be.
I do want to report out of that $14,000 that we've spent for merchandise in 3 days selling merchandise, we've done $4,000. So it's like significant, and I'm still getting people that are like, I need merchandise. So that's one of our goals this year is to just sell through all of that stuff. And not only that, but we do have the 50th anniversary that will also be able to sell some stuff there.
People can go online and buy that as well, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
There are 2 new designs this year, plus we do have a little bit of stock from last year's inventory as well.
Yeah, we were here open house night. You guys had it all set up here.
Mhm.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good night.
I
Nice
contributed.
So if you look at the red line, the total expenses, and then that would be what we would spend this year if we did not do any income or anything. So the balance on hand when we got the board taken over was $67,721. So if we did not do any fundraising, the balance after the expenses would be that $72,06. Now, if you drop down into the green, the income, we just kind of compared from last year to this year and kind of, you see interest, you got the Fred Meyer rewards. Our biggest one would be like Carnival, and Mini Mutter is our like huge one. Mini Mutter, we made $24,414 last year. So we're hoping to do that again. And then down at the bottom, the expected year end balance would be $78,603 if we reach our income that we're planning on. If we flip to that back page.
What is mini mutter?
What's that?
What is mini mutter?
Yes, so I'll go over that here in just a few minutes. It's good. It's a good one. So this back page, I don't really have to explain it too much, but this is just kind of the income and expenses up at the top that we have gotten since we got handed over everything. So from July 1st up until now, the membership dues, again, our treasurer's out on family leave right now, so not everything's updated. But the merchandise, we're around 4,100 that we've sold, 4,100. 40, somewhere around there. And then the membership dues were at $465 approximately for membership dues. And then if you look down at the bottom, it just kind of goes over essentially the same thing, just a little bit more detailed. So for all this to be passed, I do need to get a first motion to approve it. Would somebody like to be first?
Aye.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Cool. Motion approved. Okay, upcoming events. We have September 18th, this Wednesday. It's going to be tour of the town at On Tap. It's from 4 to 8 p.m. Essentially, you just come down to On Tap, just let them know that you're Ridgewell Elementary, and they will donate, what was it, $1 a drink? $1 per drink. Yeah, $1 per drink. Mini Mutter is October 11th. Does anyone want to speak on mini mutter? Because you guys probably word it better than I can.
I don't know what you want me to say,
I
but yeah,
can
you go
explain
first.
it. It's basically an obstacle course that the students run. Some schools call it like a jogathon. So you're basically pledging a certain amount of money for how many laps your student is going to run, and they can go ask family members or neighbors to pledge, 50 cents a lap or $1 a lap or $10 a lap if you're lucky. And the students go out and they have 20 minutes and they go as many laps as they can. There's a bunch of obstacles set out. I think we're gonna do it outside, weather permitting, versus in the gym. It's a lot nicer to have it. It was a lot nicer to have it outside last year. And however many laps they get recorded, they then go collect the money for all the, for everything that was pledged, and then PTO collects it. So it's kind of neat. The kids love it. It's like one of their favorite days of the year. They talk about it nonstop. They hustle, that's for sure. Some of, you think they're only going to get 8 to 10 laps, and they come back with 24, and you're like, okay, guess that was a little more money.
I think last year some kid did like 29 laps, and I was like, oh my God, like that, he was hustling. Yeah, it's a bit, and then, so we've
Is there
got,
actually any mud?
it is not.
Oh. But it's
It
not
is-
just jogging, it's like,
It's obstacles.
there's a whole bunch of different obstacles they gotta run
Right.
through.
They're
jump
jumping,
over,
hopping,
Fun.
Like,
yeah,
it's super.
balance beams we had last year. Yeah, it's a good time. So last year we raised 24,000. I mean, obviously the hope is to raise more money, as every year goes on. So we'll have prizes. I can't remember what all the prizes are, but the first couple prizes will be the Wings and Waves up in McMinnville. And it'll be 4 passes for the family to go up there and spend the day and have fun. The next one would be, we're
Question
gonna,
real quick, Jess.
Yeah.
Would there be a sign up genius for volunteers? For
for Mini Mutter.
Can I say something about the water bottles?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to Deidre and Greg.
Oh, yeah,
and
Crabtree. I didn't even see you.
Crabtree
Thank you.
Architecture for sponsoring the water bottles. So thank you.
For
And
Mini
then-
Mutter.
For Mini Mutter, yeah.
We get a donation typically from a parent that will donate water bottles to the kids as they're running outside. They put their name on them and they got some water. So Deidre was, her and her husband were.
Crabtree Architecture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And if you're interested in sponsoring next year, it's nice for us to know now, and then we can follow up with you like end of summer, just to make sure we're not late on ordering them. So let me know if anyone's interested for next year. And I also forgot to say thank you to Kylie Jagger for doing childcare.
Yes.
There's a lot of
And
kids back there.
there is
It's very helpful.
After this, I'll be quiet, but we also asked the staff for input on how to make the course a little bit more accessible this year for all students. So that could be cool. Stay tuned.
We are going to do our first annual costume swap. So if you have any old like Halloween costumes, bring those into the school. And then on October 18th, we'll essentially just put all the costumes out. And they're not paying.
Nobody pays for anything. You can donate a costume if you have costumes sitting around, but even if you don't donate, like anybody can come in and grab a costume. So we just wanted to make Halloween more fun and accessible for everybody. Anybody can dress up and participate. So.
I love that so much.
It's fun.
That's
It's
awesome.
great.
We've got like 4 costumes at home and I'm like, what do I do with this?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
everybody's got a box or something at home where it's like, these are all too small for my kids, or they don't want to be this again this year. So instead of everybody going out every year paying for a costume,
The time.
bring them in,
Right after school.
hang them up, kids can shop for the costume that they want.
Love
What
it.
time of day is that?
It's gonna be like right after school, like 2:30 to
Okay.
about 6:30. We wanted to make sure that kids or parents that are picking up their kids can come in and shop, and then parents that are getting off work and still come by and look through stuff, so, yeah.
And we'll send flyers home too.
Yes, we're working on getting that information out to everybody.
We have playground blacktop painting. We're trying to add something. The treasurer wanted to do something new, whether it be like Twister or like a maze for the kids or just something nice and fun out there for them. However, he said she's gone and she's kind of the, like the main person for this. So we may not get to the blacktop painting until this spring, but we are hoping for something new for the kids to kind of play on. If you flip to the backside, we need volunteers, especially for mini mutter. We're gonna need a lot of volunteers for that. We're gonna need volunteers for office help and lunch help. We will send out, I'm hoping to get it out within the next couple days. We'll do a sign up genius that will be sent out to all the parents. And you can sign up on that. And then ongoing fundraiser opportunities. We just plan on selling swag.
Sorry, the request came through from Kayla today, and I just added on my notes, but for the dental screening.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, so volunteer options or opportunities, sorry, we have a dental, when is that?
The dental screening, I think,
September 23rd,
yeah.
from 8 to 11, she needs help. And then picture day would be October 2nd, 8 to 1, that she would need help with as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it, that's all I got. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
I have a question for volunteers. Speaking with some of my kids' friends' parents, they are not necessarily signed up as PTO members. And they last year didn't get communication on how or when to volunteer because they thought it was like just through PTO. And I don't know if it was the communication was just coming out that way or if we're missing something. But I didn't know if there was a better way to get it out to all the school versus just PTO members.
Yeah, so I'll have Elena put together something and we can put in wording or something down there just saying you don't have to be a part of PTO. Yeah, just as long as you have your background check.
Okay.
Yeah, then you can help.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Thank you.
Yeah. And then it's gonna be on the website for us too, which is like we revamped the PTO website, so there's going to be a volunteer tab. And then right there, you'll have like the sign up genius links for all the different events, so it should be pretty easy for everyone to find. And so we'll get that linked into that email that we can send to all the parents.
Is the link for the background?
We can add it in.
Yeah, and it is on the back of the first page too, back there.
Yeah, there's a QR code and our website information on the back page.
So teachers that are, to become a member, we just do the QR code as a teacher, okay.
There was something down at the bottom to sign up, but Heather tried signing up for down there and for whatever reason, it wasn't bringing her to Square.
Okay.
So up at the top corner, you'll see like a menu button, just hit that and hit shop swag.
Shop swag.
Yeah, and you'll see once you get in there, it'll say PTO membership dues or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll get that fixed.
Yeah.
On the other end too.
We're still taking like papers though, right?
I just didn't bring any with
No,
me
you're
today. Yeah, anybody else have any questions? Yeah.
So Shannon Knudsen, nice to meet you all. This is my first PTO ever. Can you tell me a little bit like how it works? You said something like you donate and you can vote, and then like, am I a part of it already? And I didn't realize it, or how does this work?
You're part of the group. So if you want any, so like tonight you heard people voting on things. So if you want to be able to vote, you have to pay your dues. And essentially the dues just go towards like insurance for running a PTO and whatnot. Once you pay those dues, then yes. You want to keep talking?
No, you're going. You're doing that's.
Yeah, and so for the PTO, you don't have to do anything, but if you can volunteer your time to help with any way, whether that be lunch help or office help. But yeah, essentially we just kind of talk about throughout the year, just kind of what's going on with the school. A lot of it will probably be the playground. It's just little things that we have going on that we want parents to know about. And as the year goes on, you'll have more voting rights with certain things. So per our bylaws, teachers do some requesting for funds. So anything over $200, the general board has to vote on. Anything that's under $200, the PTO board is allowed to vote on and approve that without the general meeting. But there will be other opportunities for you guys to vote throughout the year.
So on the website, is like the bylaws are there, if we can read up about how it works and everything like that. I
Yeah.
should have done that.
Is that on there?
Oh, you're
The
okay.
bylaws are on there. The bylaws are in the like about section. So if you go there, but then there's like a meeting section that just has a little bit of information about our meetings, the schedule for the meetings. And then it'll also always have our paperwork that we have at each meeting. But yeah, and then we'll have like events that are coming up there, just kind of general overall information on the website for you. Yeah.
We
I'm
do.
a grant writer by trade, and so
Oh.
when you were talking
Ooh,
about.
there you go.
Give me your contact.
Well, I just don't want to miss out on anything because it sounds like you have a vote next time. So I was curious about like your procurement rules and how that applies, and like all the boring stuff I'm thinking about already.
I think you have to be here at the next meeting to vote on that,
Okay.
on the bylaws. And we're not gonna do that at the playground committee meeting, that's just gonna be other stuff.
Just learning about it. It's like,
Yeah, hopefully picking a design and a budget.
all right. Yeah, I'm very interested in that stuff. I'll do my homework and then we can just reach out to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and again, for the addendum, please make sure that you guys read that over, because that will be one of the things that we vote on next month to get approved. And if you guys have any questions or comments or whatever that you guys need changed, just let us know.
And thank you, Elena, for the website and the bylaws and
Yeah.
everything. It's like, it's awesome.
Okay.
How many members are there with PTO this year?
55 so far.
Okay.
Mhm.
And what's your average as you for a year
Oh
typically?
gosh, last year I think it was like 80.
Something like that, yeah.
You know
Kristen's like,
what?
I don't know.
Something.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is all of our first year.
Oh, okay.
yeah. I want to say it was
My
like
first meeting.
84 or something like.
Something like that.
Kristen was our last president last year, so that's why I'm looking at her.
Nice.
Yeah, something like that, 80 something.
Yeah,
Great,
yeah. So we'll, it's our first meeting. More people will sign up, and
sure.
Last year was the first for me as well, and as the meetings went on and the fundraising, I learned a lot. So it's also just making sure you're asking those questions. We have a goal to have lots of communication going out that way in Spanish and English, so that everyone stays informed, not just the people that attend the meetings or pay their dues.
That's cool.
anybody else have any other questions?
Can I just ask who came up with the costume spot?
Elise.
Because we need to do that with,
It's
and I'd be totally
Was it?
willing to do it.
Oh, sorry, it was Elena.
Oh, wait a minute, my bad.
Oh.
You be
So that
what?
is-
I'd be totally willing to do it, but I've been saying it since, we need to do something with Lost and Found like that. Because all our stuff gets donated and it's our school stuff.
Yeah.
It needs to go back to our kids.
Right.
So
Oh, that's a great point.
it is still here. I mean, it's still here from last year.
We could even do something like that too, where we put out, because.
And I wouldn't mind doing it like twice a year, just put everything out in the gym. Honestly, and kids need to come just grab stuff. Because
Yeah.
it should not be going outside of our community.
Darren was asking me what we should do about that, and I would be just fine with that.
So
Is
I would
anything-
love to see how the costumes organized so that we can do something with that. Because there's like 20 bags from last, like big black trash bags.
Are they still in the storage area, the big black bags?
There's some in, I think, the conference room right now.
We're talking like Patagonia coats.
I mean, they're nice and they should be going back to these kids.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we
Maybe
could do
the
something like
PTO
that.
could
Yeah.
split up washing it and stuff.
yeah, say if it's washed, it just needs to sit out and people should just be able to come grab things. I mean, we put it out at the end of the year and we try to encourage just grab stuff, but I know that people feel weird unless maybe it were something actually officially a swap of
Yeah.
some sort.
You can
Is it
separate it by
good?
size and by gender and you can.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
can be
Easy for you to
organized
find.
even by winter, the amount
Yeah,
of winter
winter,
clothes
summer.
that are left and.
We could even do right before winter break or something, do one then.
Yeah, and
And then do one at the end of the year,
Kind of
so
wrap it up.
it's, yeah.
Has there been consideration with the fan advocate of?
I know
got
they
too
go through sometimes, but there's certain, there's certain levels of clothing like that they can't be, it needs to be pretty new and good, like
Okay.
decent looking. where I know for some other people, a sweatshirt's a sweatshirt. and
Yeah.
It keeps you
Okay.
warm, so. Gloves.
That's a good idea. Yep. Anybody else?
What are the, just out of curiosity, on Mini Mutter, is it during the school day or? Okay.
Yeah, so, I think last year they did it from like 8 o'clock until 12-ish, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all.
I think it went all day.
It's all day.
Was it all day?
Yeah.
But it's during our music and PE time.
Mhm.
So like my class would go for 30 minutes.
Got it, that's what I was wondering. Yeah. Kids get out of class.
And if you're
And you
not,
guys can totally come too and watch
Yes.
your kid.
Nice.
Like, that's an option too.
even if you're not, even if you don't have the background check, you can come to watch.
Got it. I did get that completed. That's cool.
Anybody else? Okay, meeting over at 6:42. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
And I'm sure all the parents can find their kids by how loud they are.
They're quiet right now.